Today our topic is Epictetus on what you can and can't control. Epictetus was a Stoic philosopher who lived a long time ago, but his ideas are still very useful today. He taught that the key to a good life is understanding what we can control and what we cannot control. This idea is simple, but very powerful. Let me explain. According to Epictetus, some things are in our power and some things are not. The things in our power are our thoughts, our actions, and our attitudes. The things not in our power are everything else, like what other people think, what happens in the world, or even our own bodies to some extent. For example, you can control how hard you work, but you cannot control whether you get the job you want. You can control how kind you are to others, but you cannot control whether they are kind to you. You can control your effort, but you cannot control the result. This is the core of Stoic philosophy. Why is this important? Because many people spend their lives trying to control things they cannot control. They worry about what others think of them. They get upset when things don't go their way, and they feel stressed about things they cannot change. This creates a lot of unnecessary suffering. Epictetus says that if you focus only on what you can control, you will feel more peaceful and free. You will stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. Imagine you are in a boat on a river. You can control how you row the boat, but you cannot control the current or the wind. If you try to fight the current, you will only tire yourself out. But if you focus on rowing well, you will make progress, even if the river takes you in a different direction than you expected. This is how life works. You cannot control everything, but you can control how you respond to everything. Let me give you some examples. Suppose you are worried about what people think of you. This is a common fear. But according to Epictetus, what people think of you is not in your control. You cannot force someone to like you or respect you. What you can control is how you behave. You can choose to be honest, kind, and respectful. If you do this, you will feel good about yourself, no matter what others think. Another example. Suppose you are afraid of failing. Failure is a part of life, and it is not always in your control. But what is in your control is how much effort you put into your work. If you focus on doing your best, you will have no regrets, even if you fail. This is the Stoic way of thinking. It helps you focus on what matters and let go of what doesn't. Epictetus also teaches us that we should not be attached to things that are not in our control. For example, you might want to have a lot of money or a perfect relationship. But these things are not guaranteed. If you base your happiness on them, you will always be disappointed. Instead, you should base your happiness on things you can control, like your character and your actions. If you are a good person and you do your best, you will always have a reason to be proud, no matter what happens in your life. This is a very freeing idea. It means that no one can take away your happiness because your happiness comes from within you. Another important lesson from Epictetus is that we should accept what we cannot control. This does not mean that we should give up or stop trying. It means that we should recognize the limits of our power. For example, if you are sick, you cannot control the fact that you are sick, but you can control how you respond to it. You can choose to be patient and strong, or you can choose to complain and feel sorry for yourself. The Stoic way is to accept the situation and focus on what you can do. This is not easy, but it is the best way to live. It helps you stay calm and strong, even in difficult times. Epictetus also reminds us that we should not blame others for our problems. Many people like to blame others when things go wrong. They say, "It's not my fault. It's because of my boss or my friend or society." But according to Epictetus, this is a mistake. The only person you can control is yourself. If something goes wrong, you should ask yourself, what could I have done differently? This is a much more productive way of thinking. It helps you take responsibility for your life and improve yourself. Blaming others only makes you feel powerless and angry. Taking responsibility makes you feel strong and capable. One of the most famous quotes from Epictetus is, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is a very powerful idea. It means that you always have a choice, no matter what happens. You can choose to be upset, or you can choose to be calm. You can choose to be angry, or you can choose to be kind. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy. It teaches us that we are not victims of our circumstances. We are the creators of our own lives. Even in the worst situations, we can choose to be brave, wise, and good. This is what makes us truly free. Now, you might be wondering, how can I apply this in my own life? Here are some practical steps. First, make a list of the things you can control and the things you cannot control. For example, you can control your habits, your effort, and your attitude. You cannot control the weather, other people's opinions, or the past. Once you have this list, focus your energy on the things you can control. Let go of the things you cannot control. This will save you a lot of stress and worry. Second, practice acceptance. When something bad happens, take a moment to accept it. Don't fight it or complain about it. Just say, "This is how it is." Then focus on what you can do to improve the situation. Third, take responsibility for your life. If something goes wrong, don't blame others. Ask yourself what you can learn from the situation and how you can do better next time. Finally, remember that your happiness comes from within. It does not depend on what happens to you, but on how you respond to it. If you focus on being a good person and doing your best, you will always have a reason to be happy. In conclusion, Epictetus teaches us that the key to a good life is understanding what we can control and what we cannot control. If we focus on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, and our attitudes, we will feel more peaceful and free. If we accept what we cannot control and take responsibility for our lives, we will become stronger and wiser. This is the Stoic way of living. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. So, the next time you feel stressed or worried, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If it is, take action. If it is not, let it go. This simple practice can change your life. Remember, you are the creator of your own happiness. No one can take that away from you.